Do you have the keys to the code? We're all waking up to something big. Let's explore the mystery together every Tuesday night on Awakening Code Radio.
Hopefully we are in this place and time, and I have to think, listener, you are a part of this conspiracy, that you were born, you chose to probably be born in this moment, to be a part of what is now being called the shift, moving out of a paradigm, a way of being, thinking, acting, and moving into something else. And that used to just sound so hippy-dippy, woo-woo kind of talk. And now we realize that so many people were holding that idea, and there wasn't a forum for us to connect. If we said we're spiritual creatures, that was quickly boxed into religion. It's like, oh, if you're a spiritual creature, then here are your options. You've got about 4 major options, and you've got some sub options. But if you're going to call yourself a spiritual entity, here are your choices: Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism. Find yours and just say you're that. So we kind of go on those things. We're sold that idea of this boxed in thing. Even our biggest yearning of what we want to be instantly says, no, you're boxed into it. Your options and choices aren't as big as you thought they were. And I think there has always been this undercurrent of people going, my religion is not always right. I have questions outside of my religion. And then your religion just says, well, no, there aren't questions outside the religion. If you're asking questions, you're not really ingrained into what our religion is. You're off the path. Get yourself back on the path. Don't ask those questions. We're right. The other people are wrong. And we are busting out of that modality. That is part of the old paradigm. We love the teachings of the masters. We honor the because they often are so similar teachings of compassion, peace, love, harmony, all those things. Those are the teachings of Christ consciousness and being the Christ, the Jesus message. But they're the teachings also that found in Islam. They're the core teachings of Hinduism and Buddhism. It's really time to kind of, I think, peel all the layers away, find that kernel of truth that motivated, that sprouted these religions, and say, I can align with that message of compassion, peace, love, living in harmony, living in gratitude, living in joy, living in health, and moving forward from there. But that is your choice that you have to make every day. Not only every day, you almost have to make every minute, because you will be talked out of it. You will be sold a different message. And now it's time to move. And Cora, I know you talk about this all the time. Elizabeth, I don't know you talk about this all the time, but moving into your power, moving into your personal power.
Yeah, and I think that it's a power that we all have a right to. And to reflect on what you were just saying, I recently saw a quote that said that religion is believing in someone else's experience. Spirituality is having your own. And I wish I could honor whoever said that. I'm not sure who it is, but I feel like that's what we're moving into, because any religion was really some enlightened being who ended up connecting to love, source, God, who we are, and kind of taught others who wanted to learn the way. And now I feel like we're at this time where so many of us are kind of awakening at the same time, and we're realizing like, oh my gosh, it's about love, and there's so much more than what I've been told that I can do. And I feel like there's so many different paths. There's so many different, facets to the diamond, and everything that we're doing right now is perfect. And I just want to bless this journey that we're all on of just reconnecting with who we are.
Yeah. And Elizabeth, you want to throw your 2 cents into what we're talking about?
I was very fascinated by religion growing up, and I wanted to learn everything that there was about all of it. I was raised Catholic, and I had a lot of questions. And I wouldn't say that this is everyone's experience with the Catholic religion or religion in general, because I do know people that are very devoted to their religion and are loving, heart-centered, beautiful people that really do see the truth of the message of what's being conveyed. But in my experience, there was a lot of fear, and it was definitely, I felt like it was used as a tool of control, and to try to keep us in that box, and to try to keep us in that life, in that humdrum, go along life, as you were talking about. But I feel like, your listeners are probably where we are. They're awakening, if not already awakened. And what I see and who I tend to draw to me a lot in my healing practice and just in my life in general are people that are awakening and are excited and opening up to love and opening up their heart and opening up to all of these new ideas and potentials. And then they go, oh my gosh, what do I do? How do I live in this world now when I know this other possibility, but it doesn't fit into my reality? What do I do with this? How do I balance the two? You know, how do I straddle that line? Do I straddle that line or do I fly away? So, you know, I tend to take that line of conversation into another place with it.
And how did it play out for you? I mean, when you say, I imagine you kind of unplugged from your Catholic belief system. How did that play out? Was it scary?
Well, I walked away from that at a young age. I just wasn't satisfied with the answers I was being given, and I knew there was more. And I just sort of felt my way into what I now believe, which is sort of it's encompassing a lot of the things that they all talk about, and there's a lot of general rules for it. But you know, what's funny is I actually was given a book from the mother of a boyfriend that I had in college who was dying of colon cancer. And she gave me a book that she had been reading leading up to her death, and it was a book by Sylvia Browne. And I wish I could remember. I think it was called something like Many Paths.
Past Lives, Future Healing.
That's the one.
Oh my God.
That's the one.
I have a story about that.
Oh my.
So literally, that was the book that I read and said, this makes sense.
Oh my.
This resonates with me. You know, she talks about us coming here, choosing our path, choosing our parents. You know, we have destiny that we came here to do. We have lessons. We have karma. We have, you know, we sort of set forth this blueprint that we were supposed to come, and we chose different lessons to learn within the choices that we made, and so on and so on. But anyway, it was a lot more detailed than that. But everything that I read, it finally felt like that was the thing that resonated with me.
Awakening Code Radio is available on podcast. Visit www.kx935.com